My career in the Army was not your typical career. I didn't do any of the jobs you're supposed to do as a lieutenant. My first assignment as a lieutenant was at Seneca Army Depot in Herlong, California. It's just high desert plateau country. It's about 60 miles north of Reno, Nevada. I learned more at Sierra than I learned anywhere else in the Army about ammunition. How to deal with ammunition, store it, ship it, receive it, inspect it, dispose of it, the whole works. Sierra was my first exposure to special weapons as well. My degree was in chemistry with an emphasis on nuclear chemistry, so I understood the science behind nuclear weapons. But actually getting to see them, Sierra was the first place that I got into that stuff. After Sierra, did 2 years there, and then I went to Greece. It's kind of funny because I went to Greece on an 18-month tour, and I was involuntarily extended to 36 months. When I left there, I went to Korea, Battalion XL. I spent the first year on staff, 19th Theater Army Area Command as the Command Ammunition Officer. I realized when I was in Korea that I was not a multifunctional officer. I was a single-track ammunition guy, because all I'd ever done up to that point was ammunition, and consequently everything I did after that was ammunition. At that point I went to the Pentagon, where I was the ammunition officer. It was about that time, I was still a major at this point, that they started sending me to meetings both while I was at AMC and at the Pentagon. The other thing that happened while I was at the Pentagon, of course, was the attacks of September 11th. I don't talk about this a whole lot. My office was in the impact zone. I remember everything up until the aviation fuel exploded that had been on the airplane. The first sense you got that something was wrong was we heard a real loud roar. And I mean, we were used to airplanes flying overhead, and then everything in the building started to shake very, very violently, to the point where computer monitors and computers were vibrating off of desktops onto the floor. And I don't remember anything after that till about 15 minutes later when I was in the center courtyard of the Pentagon. But it wasn't until we were outside the building and heard people from other offices that did know about New York that we found out that it was likely another airplane. We'd find the pieces of the aircraft laying around on the ground. It turned out that I had all in a ceiling partially collapsed on top of me. My boss, Colonel Joe Tedesco, and a co-worker, retired Lieutenant Colonel Don Kranz, dug me out. Is the only reason that I got out of there. They didn't find it for 4 months, but it turned out I broke my back that day. We had no idea what was coming, and we had no chance to prepare for it at all. After the Army, I got a job as a mail carrier for the United States Post Office. Did that for a little over 14 years. At that point, I started looking for ways that I could still be involved in things I love to do, and one of those is hunting. DAV had a program, and that's how I ended up here deer hunting this year. And I'm very glad they gave me that opportunity. Well, Kurt, my partner, has been fantastic. The hunting, I'm in a beautiful area, beautiful spot, clear fields of fire. There is sign of deer around here all over the place. Problem is we haven't seen any, although I'm ready to take one if a critter happens to walk out of the woods. If you look at your entire life, it's a lot like a deck of cards. The difference is in life you can't ask for a redeal. You get the cards that you get, and you play them the best way you can. What happened in the past happened in the past. We can't go back to that. You keep moving forward. You don't forget what happened or the people you lost, and you just keep looking for something to keep you going and keep moving forward. What I used to tell people for a long time And I figure my dad died when he was so young because God had a problem that he couldn't fix, and he needed my dad up there to fix it for him. And I figure when God's got a problem that he can't fix up there without me, he'll call me home then too. And until then, he'll take care of stuff until I get there.